Good evening. Table?
No, I think I'll sit at the bar.
What are you gonna have?
Club soda with a twist of lime, please.
Coming right up. What you got there?
Oh, it's some campaign material from Lee Carruthers' people. They're handing them out all over town.
Decided who you're gonna vote for?
Oh, I'm not from Kingsley, so it doesn't really pertain to me.
Here you go. Club soda, twist of lime. Find something interesting in there? Looks like you found something in that Carruthers propaganda. Maybe I ought to know about it. Hey, I'm a registered voter here.
Well, it's this quote from Congressman Carruthers about the construction of the CTE docks.
Yeah? What about them?
Well, he states here that the docks will provide jobs for over 1,000 people.
That's right. Hey, everybody's interested in that, especially those people down in Chesterfield.
But that's impossible. Well, unless this was printed before.
Wait a minute, what's the problem?
Well, it's just not true. There is no way the CTE operation will employ 1,000 people. I mean, not even a tenth of that.
Courtney, listen, this paternity suit is not even going to take that much time, I promise you. I mean, it'll be over before we know it.
Just like our relationship.
Are you telling me that...
Yes, I am.
Look, I've already told her I'm going to represent her. That's it.
Then tell her that you've changed your mind.
Courtney, you know me. I don't like being ordered around like some kind of servant.
Oh, Dan, you're not a servant. I just don't want you to represent Tina in court. It's a very simple choice.
And what if I decide to keep her as a client?
Then we're through.
If it's not important, come on back tomorrow.
Does that apply to me, too?
Oh, Terry.
Hello.
Oh, I was gonna call you, but I just got home myself.
You look exhausted.
Well, that's an accurate diagnosis. What a day.
Well, you want to tell me about it?
No, I'd like to forget about it and just concentrate on us.
Well, that sounds good to me.
You know how good it feels to just be here alone with you after being with those people all day long.
Maybe I should go and let you get some sleep.
Don't you move a muscle. We deserve some time together.
Want a bed?
Oh, let's pretend we're not here.
Well, that's tempting, but...
Okay, now who is it? Harold. Oh, come on in, it's open. Oh, Terry, I'm glad you're here. Something wrong? Is there ever? Oh, I don't know how to break this to you, except I guess just come right out and say it.
What?
Your, money you got from the Responsible Citizens group.
Well, what is it, Harold?
That money was channeled into your campaign by Lee Carruthers.
Stacy, I am proud of you. This is probably the best work you've ever done here.
Thanks.
Has your father seen it yet?
No, I tried to get him at the clinic, but he was out campaigning.
Well, I think you better get to him before he sees this.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do now. See you in the morning.
Fine. And Stacy, again, it's a great job.
Going somewhere, Miss Phillips?
I was just going to leave for the day.
Well, then I'm glad I caught you. I think we have a couple of things to talk over.
If you have any complaining to do about the article, Congressman, you can do it to me.
Well, I intend to do that. But what I have to say, I want you both to hear.
What seems to be the problem?
Now, I understand why she wrote this. But I'm a little surprised, Walter, that you would print it.
Well, are you saying that the allegation isn't true?
I'm saying the article was written as a personal vendetta against me.
Are you serious?
Yes, of course I'm serious. It's no secret that you don't like me since you think I stole Kate from your father.
That has nothing to do with this article.
You believe that?
Oh, I think that Stacy did her homework on this one. I trust her accuracy.
Oh, you do you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then maybe you should know that Betty Parker and I went together for some time a few years ago, and then I dumped her. Now, she's never forgiven me for that, and that's why she pulled this stunt.
To get revenge.
Yes.
You know something, Lee? That's exactly what I thought at first. So I thought I'd better do a little checking on my own. I called Betty Parker. I spoke to her. She said that what she told Stacy was the truth.
And you believed that woman?
Yes, because she can prove it. Quite frankly, if she were just a jilted lover, I don't think you would have placed quite as much trust in her as you did. Personally, I think she was doing your bidding out of loyalty until Stacy caught her with her hand in the till, so to speak.
You know, you're both very confident now, but we'll see what your attitude is when I decide to take the paper and you, Miss Phillips, to court.
Come on, Lee. I don't think you're going to do that. I don't think you'd want Betty Parker's statement as part of a court record. And the added notoriety certainly wouldn't help your campaign.
If you still have a campaign.
By yourself?
Yes, I am. Dan is taking care of some unfinished business, and I decided to get out for a while.
Well, he wouldn't mind if I joined you, would he?
Of course not. Dan is not the jealous type.
Really?
Dan is adoring, but he's mature.
Yeah, that's the impression I've always gotten of him, too. Did you know that he's going to handle a paternity suit for Tina against Vaughn?
Was going to handle a paternity suit.
Are you sure about that?
Mm-hmm. Dan respects my wishes, Gil. I told him to go to Tina and say no. That's what he's doing now.
Maybe not.
What do you mean?
I was at the dorm room a little while ago, just before Dan left.
Well, then he set her straight.
I think it's the other way around.
Gil, what are you talking about? Oh, is Tina still trying to play up to Dan?
No.
That's what she wants, you know. She's only after Dan because he's mine. It's the same thing she did with Vaughn.
Now, wait a minute, Courtney. I don't think that's the case now.
Yes, it is. Why else would she go after Dan when there's so many other attorneys in Kingsley that could represent her?
Well, maybe she has her own reasons.
Like what?
This isn't going to be easy to say, Courtney. I know the reason. I overheard a conversation that Tina and Dan had in the dorm room.
Well, if it isn't jealousy, then what is it?
The baby that Tina is carrying is Dan's.
Now, let me have that again. What were you saying about Carpenter putting up those docks?
Oh, it was about the people being employed. Let me ask you something. Is the promise of hiring 1,000 people, is that big news in Kingsley?
Hey, sure it is. The congressman's even been on TV about it. Hey, let me tell you, they need those jobs down there.
Oh, incredible. I'm sure this will take care of it.
Yeah, but you haven't even taken a sip.
No, that's okay. I have some business to take care of that just can't wait. I've got to talk to Preston Carpenter.
Well, Preston. Glad I caught you in. I wasn't sure you'd still be working.
What are you doing here?
I came here because I think it's time for you to make good on your promise.
What promise?
Your promise to reimburse Lee's campaign for all the money that we channeled into Dave's fund.
Oh. I gather you haven't seen this evening's paper.
No, I haven't. Why do you ask?
Here, look. This'll warm the cockles of my heart.
What are you talking about?
Harold, I can't believe it. Oh, it's true. The campaign is covertly funded by Lee Carruthers.
But how?
Well, he was working with at least one person at the Responsible Citizens Movement, a Betty Parker. She's treasurer of that outfit.
Yes, but how do you know that Lee was behind the funding of my campaign?
I guess Stacy can fill you in on that.
Stacy? What does she have to do with this?
She's the one that got suspicious of the Responsible Citizens group.
Why?
Well, I don't know. It's a reporter's instincts, I guess. Some initials in the corners of the checks. It doesn't really matter. What's important is that she did some investigation and she found out that Carruthers had secretly maneuvered that group into getting you to run for Congress.
But why, Harold?
Oh, hey, wait a minute. You know, this is all beginning to make sense now. Of course, why else would anybody want me to run?
Because you're the best man for the job, Dave. No matter how you were selected, you are the best candidate.
But it was a joke.
Yeah, on Wainwright and you.
Yes, Lee wanted me to draw the votes from Wainwright so he could win.
That's exactly what he was trying to do.
And it was working.
But you can win.
Oh, Terry.
Look, I know I was against your running at first. But, Dave, I believe in you. I know what you stand for. You can win.
Why didn't Stacy tell me about this?
Oh, I'm sure she's been trying to get hold of you.
When will this hit the papers?
It already has.
Well, I guess that does it then, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
The end of my campaign. I mean, when this news gets out, I'll be laughed out of Kingsley.
But you didn't know.
But I should have.
Dave, it was my responsibility.
Well, it doesn't matter who's at fault. The fact is that that's the end of the campaign.
Doesn't have to be.
Terry, what are you saying?
Look, if you believe in your candidacy, you can't give up.
Well, there's no point in going on with it now.
You don't know that for a fact.
Are you, of all people, urging me to continue the campaign?
Yes, I am, Dave. Look, what Lee Carruthers tried to do makes me believe, even more so than before, that you have got to win this election.
What did you say?
Courtney, it's the truth. I overheard Tina reminding Dan that he was the father, and I heard him admit it.
That can't be.
I'm just telling you what I heard.
Maybe it's what you thought you heard.
I confronted Tina about it, and she admitted it was the truth.
Of course she did. She'd say anything to get Dan away from me.
Is that why she's taking Vaughn to court?
Well, then that proves that she's lying.
It proves that she's desperate. She loves Vaughn, and she'll do anything to get him back. She'll even go so far as to testify in court that the baby is his, but the baby is Dan's.
Well, then why doesn't she take Dan to court?
She can't stand the guy. She's blackmailing him because she doesn't have any money, so he'll represent her against Vaughn.
Oh, this doesn't make any sense.
It does if you think about it. She threatened to tell you about it. If Dan didn't represent her against Vaughn, and he knew if she did that, you'd leave him in a minute. And that's exactly what you should do.
Well, if you're telling the truth...
Why would I lie?
I don't know, Gil. Why would you even tell me this? What do you hope to gain by all this?
Nothing. I'm just sick and tired of all the lies and the selfishness. I think everyone involved deserves to know the truth, even though Tina doesn't.
Well, I'm a little sick and tired of everyone bad-mouthing Dan as if there's nothing good about him.
There isn't.
I think I'm a little better judge of that than you or anybody else.
Okay, go ahead. Don't listen to me. Don't pay any attention to anything I've said. And don't listen to me when I tell you that I heard Dan try to make a deal. He's trying to pawn this case off on another lawyer, and he's willing to pick up the whole tab.
He said that?
Yes. And why would he do that? Because he knows he's the father of that baby. And he'll do anything to keep you from finding out.
Do you have anything more to say, Congressman?
I certainly do. If you think this little article of yours is going to get me to quit the campaign, you better think again.
Oh, I have no doubt that you'll try and stay in the campaign. In fact, I'm sure that you'll issue a well-crafted press release tomorrow that you hope will blunt the effect of your actions.
You're absolutely right. That's exactly what I intend to do. And I expect the Chronicle to place it in as prominent a position as it did this article.
Well, if you ask me, the obituaries wouldn't be...
I'm not interested in your opinion.
Well, you're going to hear them whether you're interested or not. Walter, I'd like to speak with our congressman privately. Would that be all right?
Well, are you sure you don't want me here?
Oh, I'll be fine.
Okay.
Now that he's gone, let me tell you something, young lady. I know you're out to destroy my campaign, but it is not going to work.
anyone destroys your campaign, it's going to be yourself. How could you treat anyone the way you treated my father? You took my mother from him, and then you set him up to look like a fool.
He is a fool. Politics is a dirty game. He should have known better.
What you did was a crime.
How? Did I break any laws by contributing? None. I'm perfectly safe on that score.
What confuses me is that my mother saw anything in you.
Your mother saw that I knew how to play the game to win. That's what attracted her to me. Women like a winner, which is what I'm going to be in November.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Well, then I was right. This is some kind of vendetta.
No, it's not. You were wrong about my father, and you're wrong about the people of Kingsley. You call my father a fool, and you think you can play the people of this town for a fool. Well, you are wrong. You are totally wrong. My father did not give up on my mother until the very end. And he's not going to give up on this election until the very end either.
But you can't give up now.
Oh, Terry, there's no way I can win, not after all this.
I'm afraid Dave's right, Terry.
But you're innocent of any collusion. That's going to come out in Stacy's article, isn't it?
I'm sure it will.
Well, then everybody's going to know that you
They'll
didn't
know
have
that
anything.
if they could put one over on me, then anyone can. Would you vote for someone like that?
Okay, so what exactly do you intend to do?
Well, how does a resignation tomorrow? Does that sound too soon?
Well,
Dave, please wait. At least until we find out what kind of reaction all this gets.
It's funny, a couple of weeks ago, you would have been happy with a decision like this. But now you're urging me to continue the campaign.
Well, I've already told you why. But please, just wait until we see what kind of public opinion there is.
Harold?
I think it's kind of a toss-up what public reaction is going to be, but personally, I think it's going to be negative.
Yeah, I guess I should have expected something like this. Something dirty, with Lee Carruthers in the race. I should have prepared myself. I guess I was just a little bit too confident.
Look, Dave, don't let this thing undermine your confidence. If you're going to combat any negative reaction, you're going to need all the confidence you can get.
Harold's right.
And besides, as I said before, I'm the one that's responsible for this mess up. The financial matters were in my hand. It was my responsibility to see to it that everything was on the up and up.
Who would have thought there'd be a problem with a group called the Responsible Citizens Movement?
Especially with Judge Sawyer involved.
Oh, did he know about Lee?
I don't think so.
Well, I'm glad of that. I'd hate to think that he had anything to do with this.
I'm sure he didn't. Dave, before you made your decision to run, you prayed. And all the signs pointed towards you running, remember? Well, look, if the Lord let this happen, then there's got to be a reason for it. We've just got to believe it's all going to work out for the best.
How did Stacy Phillips find out about it?
Apparently, she's a good reporter.
Yeah, she's a little too good.
Well, Mr. Myers, now what are you going to do?
I'll think of something, don't worry. I just wonder if Lee knows about it.
Tomorrow all of Kingsley will know about it. I suppose this is the end of Lee's campaign.
Why should it be?
Are you serious?
Look, this is just a temporary setback. We'll come up with some angle to work it out, don't we?
You seem very sure of yourself.
I have to be. Now, let's get back to that check, Preston. What about it?
Check? Come on. You think that I'm going to contribute funds to a campaign that uses the money unethically?
There is nothing illegal in what we've done.
Oh, rubbish. After this, there'll be an investigation of all three candidates. No, thank you. I want no part of Lee's campaign.
Preston, you gave your word.
Well, I guess my word is just as trustworthy as yours.
Look, there is no way that I'm going to let you turn your back on us like this. We need that money to keep the campaign rolling.
Well, old man River, that's not my concern. Good night, Danny boy.
Preston, you are not getting rid of me that easily.
Good night.
Oh, Mr. Carpenter, I'm glad I found you. I've got to talk to you. It's very important.
Yes, he's just leaving.
Look at this.
Yeah?
What is this about 1,000 jobs for Chesterfield residents? Doesn't Congressman Carruthers know about the change in plans?
Change in plans?
This has nothing to do with you.
Oh, I think it does. I'm Dan Myers. I'm Lee Carruthers' campaign manager. Now, is there something about Commonwealth Trans Express I should know? Now, wait just a minute. You're saying that CTE will be able to hire 100 or so people at best instead of the 1,000 that they promised if Mr. Carpenter utilizes this new unloading technique of yours.
Oh, well, yes, it's revolutionary. No more than 150 people will be needed to run the entire operation.
Uh-huh. And Preston, just when were you going to let Lee and me in on this new state-of-the-art development? After you duped all the residents of Chesterfield?
I was thinking tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
Tomorrow, huh? Well, save your breath. I'll make sure that Lee finds out right away. Now, what about that check?
Mr. Carpenter, I'm not sure what's going on here, but I don't like the sound of this.
Anne, please, if you would just leave us alone, I'll take care of this. You go back to the hotel. You are staying at the King's Arms, aren't you?
Yes.
Fine. I'll call you in the morning.
All right, Mr. Carpenter.
Goodbye, Anne. Thanks a lot.
Good night.
Miss Criley?
Yes.
You have a big mouth.
Well, Preston, I believe that you have some explaining to do.
Honey, that's what I was just going to say to you. Took me a while to find you, but now that
Courtney, if you'll excuse us, your father and I have some unfinished business that really needs to be tended to.
it can wait.
No, I don't think it can.
It can wait. Dad?
Oh, yes, certainly, Button, certainly. I am finished with Dan the man. He's all yours. Ta-ta.
You know, Courtney, really, shouldn't make a habit there of barging in on business that doesn't really concern you, you know?
Shut up.
What?
Don't you dare tell me that your business doesn't concern me. Everything you do concerns me. For example, are you or are you not the father of Tina's baby?